We spend a lot of time in our organization sometimes helping leaders communicate that. And sometimes the managers don't know how their job affects the P&L or EBITDA, right? They don't have that awareness. And so they're not equipped to even help their team do that. Right. Although it's not just always the financial number, but it's certainly, hopefully people are thinking about that, because it's way more motivating when your leaders are talking about earnings or profitability and you understand exactly how you're affecting that. And to elevate, you need to delegate. I don't know if I exactly said that the right way.
Delegate to elevate. Delegate to elevate.
That's awesome. And I really think that leaders struggle with that. And I think what I see come up so many times is they wait until they're very senior to start learning that. And it's something they can practice when they're rising in the organization. I mean, you can practice this at home with children. Those are some of the hardest people to delegate to.
Right. Right. I think a lot of times parents try to delegate so they can elevate the kids, and the kids end up sabotaging the process.
Yeah.
But you're right. And not everybody can do that. I recognize not everybody. I mean, I'm the CEO, so I have a lot of people I can delegate to, right? But even when you bring on a new person underneath you, taking the time to show them how to do some of the things will make your life better and make their job more interesting.
Ever struggle to delegate? Well, if you're in the corporate world, you know that delegation is a really important skill to develop. And in fact, it's even crucial to your success. Even though delegation may seem like a lot of work in the moment or even unnecessary, you probably recognize that it's critical to your success and to avoiding burnout and to developing your team over the long haul. When you execute delegation well, it can save you time and allow you to spend more time on higher value added activities. So enter Willis Cantey, who's the CEO of Cantey Tech Consulting, a regional IT solutions provider in Charleston, South Carolina, which happens to be where I'm based. He's also the founder of Cantey EDU, a student assessment technology company supporting school districts in 17 states. As you can imagine, Willis knows a thing or two about delegation, having founded 2 companies that are thriving and growing at such a quick rate. And today, Willis is going to share some key ideas around this. And in this interview with Willis, we dive into why you must delegate to elevate. I'd love to hear from you. What are some key things that you delegate in your business? And what are those things that you'd like to delegate, but haven't been able to quite take care of yet? Let us know in the comments below, and I'll make sure to respond to each one. So let's dive into the interview. Enjoy.
If you want to elevate, you have to delegate. I mean, clearly I'm not smart enough to come up with that phrase, but that delegate.
That's a cool phrase though. It's easy to remember.
Cool phrase. Yeah. So it's one that I learned, and it doesn't mean that you don't do any work and you just forward all your emails to other people, but you've got to give people that are part of your team a chance to learn new things. And to do that, you've got to train them on some of the things you do so you can pick up more and do more other things. Otherwise you get in sort of a hamster wheel of you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And you're not really adding value if you're not learning and giving other people a chance to learn. And then finally, find out how you fit in the big picture. So, and everybody should fit in the big picture. If your manager's not telling you how you fit in the big picture, or if you can't figure this out with them, then you need to get a new manager somehow, right? Or you need to give them ideas.
Yeah.
Because every organization has an idea about where they want to go. And if you come in every day and it's just getting through emails, and that's the only thing you're doing is just going to meetings and getting through emails and not helping with the big picture, it's tough to rise up. So
yeah, that makes so much sense. We spend a lot of time in our organization sometimes helping leaders communicate that. And sometimes the managers don't know how their job affects the P&L or EBITDA, right? They don't have that awareness. And so they're not equipped to even help their team do that. Right. Although it's not just always the financial number, but it's certainly, hopefully people are thinking about that, because it's way more motivating when your leaders are talking about earnings or profitability and you understand exactly how you're affecting that. And to elevate, you need to delegate. I don't know if I exactly said that the right way. What was the?
I
What
think
was
so.
the?
Delegate to elevate.
Delegate to elevate. That's awesome, and I really think that leaders struggle with that. And I think what I see come up so many times is they wait until they're very senior to start learning that. And it's something they can practice when they're rising in the organization. I mean, you can practice this at home with children. Those are some of the hardest people to delegate to.
Right. Right. I think a lot of times parents try to delegate so they can elevate the kids, and the kids end up sabotaging the process.
Yeah.
But you're right. And not everybody can do that. I recognize not everybody. I mean, I'm the CEO, so I have a lot of people I can delegate to, right? But even when you bring on a new person underneath you, taking the time to show them how to do some of the things will make your life better and make their job more interesting. I don't think tools or gadgets get you there. I really don't. But if there was a tool or something you could do, I think business is a social experience. So the best tool might be a koozie as you socialize with other business owners.
That my friend, is a nice mic drop on this interview.
Low tech from a high tech business. So
you got to go low tech sometimes to deliver the message. And there is something about the koozie that's memorable. That maybe I'll get my hands on a Cantey Tech.
There we go.
Solutions koozie.
And one thing that we are almost enforcing is that if you want to talk to one of your teammates, it's got to be on video, right? I know that
video first, huh?
Video is always first. And we've been doing this for a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't have a physical phone on my desk anymore. I use my cell phone with clients. We use that to forward phone calls to my cell phone as well that are internal. But really, we're using video very heavily, both Zoom, but a lot of Microsoft Teams we found to be a great tool. And we were doing that already. I mean, if being in person is best and being in video is second best, there's a big gap between video and phone.
Sure, especially with a group of people, right?
Oh man, it's
people can be at the store. They could be working out, listening, sort of on autopilot.
Which means they're really not listening. And then way down the line is email, and farther down the line is of course, text. So we're making it a point to stay connected, heavily using video. When we first started, Cantey Tech's been in business about 14 years. People said, I don't want somebody to solve this problem over the phone. I just want somebody to come here. And then during COVID, they said, I don't want anybody to come here. Can we solve this? Can you solve this for us? And so we'd remote in and do it. And so now more people are comfortable with us supporting them remotely. And that helps our speed of response, but it also helps our clients get back to work.
But what do you say to people who are like, look, I hear what Willis is saying about listening to my clients first, but what if I've got the solution they need, but they aren't listening? Now you guys have probably seen a lot of the same problems repeat, right? Across industries and different clients. What do you say to leaders who have that frustration right now?
So we have leaders that we're dealing with that will think solution first, right? And we have clients that know what they want and tell us what they want, and can you give us this? And we'll say yes, but we'll also say, here's a different way to think about this. So for example, we've had many clients come to us and say, hey, my server's slow. I just need a bigger server, right? I need more hardware. I need X, Y, and Z. And we said, well, horsepower doesn't always solve all problems, right? Sometimes we're gauged to think that it does, but more horsepower, more X, Y, or Z doesn't always solve it. So what we try to do is go in and talk to clients, especially new ones, and begin with questions, not with bullet points, not with a PowerPoint, God forbid, or not with all this, but we begin with finding out, what's going on in their world. And they may have the right solution. A lot of times they do, but they may not be aware of all the other options that are out there, some of which are more cost efficient.
Yeah, I love it. It reminds me a little bit of the improv world, where you don't say no to someone that jumps on the stage with you. You say yes and. Yes and. Right. Yes and. That's a very good point. Yeah, so you kind of build on the momentum that they've created. Even if you think you know what they need to be doing and they don't seem to be responding, if you just say, no, you're not right, then you may not get permission to carry the conversation forward and ever really help them.
There is stress, and there is this, hey, a lot of this is on you to do it, but it is on you. You are in control of that. And when you're a larger organization, you can have an impact, but you can't necessarily steer the ship, at least not from middle management. But when
it takes a long time to steer the boat, to turn the ship. Yeah,
it does. And I look back, and we made a lot of decisions quickly, and we got most of them right. And so I like the fact that sense of agency, that sense of control of where this company was going was up to me. And although that can be frustrating and stressful, it's also, you can't point the finger at anything else. So I like that.
Yeah, it's like the yin and yang. There's the excitement, there's the control, there's the possibility and opportunity. And on the other side, uncertainty.
Right.
And total ownership, which total ownership sounds good, but sometimes when you are in total control, it can be stressful. So